Missing People Found in Unexplainable Ways. Part 1. 5 members of the Van Olst family arrived at the Devil's Den State Park in western Arkansas to spend a week in a cabin they have rented. Catherine and her 2 brothers jumped in the water, and their father just sat on the edge to watch. Now, the swimming area had one really deep section that was right up against the dam wall that you were allowed to swim in, but the kids that were not strong swimmers tended to stay away from. And Catherine was not a great swimmer. At some point when he was looking at his sons, he looked back at Catherine and she was gone. And so, before long, Catherine's father is screaming for Catherine. He's enlisted the help of everybody at this campground that's in the vicinity to go look for his daughter. The whole area is getting searched and there's no sign of this girl, and after about an hour of looking, Catherine's father went and got police after 2 days of searching. The very thick forest that surrounded the stam and finding no trace of Catherine, authorities decided it was far more likely she had drowned, either above or below the dam, but when they were drained, she wasn't there. And so once again, they went back to searching. Forest, 6 days after Catherine went missing, a group of searchers were located 7 miles way into the forest. They were walking up this mountain and they're yelling Catherine's name. And as they're walking, they stop. When this little girl, wearing only a bathing suit, walks out of a cave, looks down at them and just says, "Here, I am the searchers." Couldn't believe it. It was Catherine. And besides, some scratches on her arms and some bug bites. She seemed like she was perfectly fine. In fact, they would say she was eerily calm. It was like she was waking up from a dream. She was reunited with her family, who could not believe she was still alive. So this 8-year-old, who's never spent any time in the woods before, survives on her own out in the wild for 6 days and 6 nights. With only a bathing suit on, and despite there being no potable water anywhere near her, where she was found up on that mountain. She was determined to be relatively well hydrated and had only lost a couple of pounds. Rescuers believe the minimum real distance she would have covered to get up to. That cave was about 30 miles, and she did it barefoot. Basically, she should have died when authorities escaped her. "You know, how did you do this?" She said. "I don't know. I don't remember. How I got lost in the first place? I only remember sleeping on warm grass the first night, and then her next memory is waking up inside of a cave on day 6. While some say this is just a really weird case where she got very, very lucky, others think there was something in the forest that chased her, and adrenaline kicked in, forcing her to run the 30 miles to that cave, and because it was so traumatic, she forgot the experience. Year-old Haley Zaga was on a hike with her grandparents in a very rural part of Arkansas called the Upper Buffalo Wilderness area. And they got to this incredible overlook, and they're looking down over this river, and at some point in about 11 in the morning, they turn around to head back on the return trip. By about 11:30, they're making their way down, and Haley spots a waterfall that's off the side of the path. And so they told Haley, "No, we need to keep going. We're not going to go check out that waterfall." And Haley, being a 6-year-old, she really wanted to see this waterfall, and she wanted to get her way. And so she threw a tantrum, and she sat down on the trail, and she said, "Well, if you're not going to take me to the waterfall, I'm not going to move. You're going to have to carry me." And so her grandparents said, "Okay, we're going to leave you." And they turned around and they kept walking down the trail. Not far, and they were still totally in view, and it's broad daylight.